MEOR, I want to ask you, we're already online. What are you doing? We're already on TV.
Hey, no. I just found out something on TikTok, actually. There's actually this pill that I can lose weight like 20 kilos in 3 days. I mean, like, okay, that sounds like super. Okay. It's cool. Look at the result. It's like superb.
It's cool, but it's not legit. How sure are you that the pill, I don't think that you can lose weight in like 30 days without actually
I said 3.
3 days! In 3 days, that's even more impossible. That is why, ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
it is actually it can be actually very dangerous for some of you guys to buy medicine online. And I understand that most of us, prefer to buy medicine online simply because of a couple of reasons. One of it is, of course, some of these pharmacists or these platforms that will sell magic, like what you said, you can lose weight in like 3 days. Or they can even sell certain medicines at a cheaper price, which is at the end of the day, for somebody who has chronic diseases, hey, if I can buy in bulk, I can save money, why not?
Yeah, exactly. And with today's day and age as well, there's no two ways about it. It is much more convenient for you to actually buy your items online, maybe your groceries, your shopping, your clothes or whatever. And medicine are also being sold online right now. But the question is that how can you really identify what's real and what's not? Whatever people are selling online, when you read the reviews, while they look maybe superb, but are the reviews real? How do you, really understand what's real, what's authentic and whatnot? Those are the kind of questions that we will be asking our guests today more in depth, because it is all for our own knowledge as well to know this.
Exactly. So on that, we actually have a pharmacist from the Pharmacy Enforcement Division. We have AQILAH. Hello, AQILAH.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Just love a smile. I mean, like, it brightens up your day just like that. Wow.
Thank you.
Very, very bright indeed. So, AQILAH, we want to ask you, of course, the first, I think, question is have you ever, I want to ask you in your personal opinion, or in your personal experience, have you bought medicine online?
Medicine, personally, I haven't bought anything online, but maybe supplements. But I will explain later, like, how you can choose the correct ones.
Right. Yeah. So from personal experience itself, you've never bought technically any, like whatever that's categorized under medicine, right? Because we have different types of drugs out there. There's supplements, there's medicine and whatnot. So it's very, very interesting. Have you actually bought medicine online?
First of all, they didn't classify themselves as medicine, but the way that they construct the sentence, the way that they were marketing it, they were treading on a fine line per se, because I know for a fact that it is actually wrong for you to actually declare if you're selling drugs online. So they would run away with supplements or some other kinds of terminology. But that's the thing, that's the most confusing thing for the average consumer out there. Coming to you, AQILAH, what is actually then classified as drugs, and how are these being defined so that people will understand?
All right, okay. First of all, let's look into our Act, which is the Sales of Drug Act, 1952. So the term drugs is actually any product, article, substance that is intended for the use of humans or animals, internally or externally for medicinal purpose, or simplified is actually any products that is used for medicinal purpose for human and animals, okay? But the category, actually for drugs, it covers like a broader spectrum, which is actually any products that is in a pharmaceutical dosage form, like your capsules, tablets, right? So with medicinal claims, they are also considered as drugs. Okay.
Medicinal
claims.
Okay, what are those claims?
Claims like if it's indicated for any treatment, prevention of any disease. For example, say this product is used for the treatment of diabetes, hypertension. That is called the medicinal claim.
Medicinal,
Okay, so something similar to what you mentioned, right? Do like things like the detox tea. I know those are not medicine, those are not considered as medicine. So, but what about those products that can tell you to help you like lose weight? It can help you like think better, remember better. Are those claims are also considered under these?
Yes, some of the claims, depending on the words that they use, right? So if it's like really clearly for the treatment and prevention of a disease, then it's called drugs.
All
But
right.
Okay.
anyway, the things that we control, right, from the Pharmacy Enforcement Division, we control those in the category of products such as medicine, supplements, and traditional products. But we do not control food products. Like just now you mentioned
Yeah.
the sachet drinks,
Yeah.
chewable sweets.
Yeah.
Those are actually in the food category.
I
Yeah.
see. So this is where I think most companies, because in advertising as
Yeah.
well, you can't simply advertise medicine as medicine, right? There is a law, like you said, there is a law for it. So this is how they weave through
Yes.
the rules and regulation by categorizing it as food. So as part of the enforcement division, I'm very, very curious, how do you guys, or how does the division control the sale of drugs online?
But even before that,
Yeah.
yes, pertaining to her question, is it even legal to sell drugs online?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then like you can answer a question. I just
Yeah.
wanted to put that in.
All right, just to inform everyone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all the drugs that I just mentioned, all the category, they must be registered with the Drug Control Authority,
Okay.
Ministry of Health. Okay, so in the aspect of selling them online, right? Okay, we have some categories. Okay, which is I will have to talk about the registration number and then the category, and then we will see how it is whether it is allowed online or not.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but how do you guys control the sale
Yeah.
of? We're gonna come back to the initial question of how do you control the sale of all these drugs online? Because we have pharmacies out there, and I've admitted I've also bought paracetamol, from convenience stores when it's like middle of the night and I cannot move, where it's like a necessity for me to purchase. But for other types of drugs, how do you control the sale of these drugs?
So basically, at the Pharmacy Enforcement Division, we have to monitor all the sales of these products online and also offline. Okay.
Okay.
So it's actually a collective action with all the State Pharmacy Enforcement Division. We have to screen through all the advertisements in like social media platform, e-commerce platform, okay, and also at the physical stores, right? And then we also do some engagements with all the stakeholders such as the advertising agencies and also the e-commerce platform. We give them awareness on the do's and don'ts of the
Okay.
advertisement.
Yeah. And it's funny enough because again, if you were to step into a store, a physical store, then I think it will be much easier for anyone out there to identify a certain product, a certain types of medicine.
Yeah.
It is proper, it is regulated and whatnot. But when it comes to online, how would one identify that? How would one be able to know whether these medicines are,
Registered.
legal to purchase?
Yeah. All right. So all the registered medicines with Ministry of Health of Malaysia, right? They all have these two important features. Okay. One of it is the MLL registration number, and the other one is the Pharmatech hologram. So the
Okay.
Pharmatech hologram is actually the sticker that you always see on the product,
Yeah.
right? So they have the word KKM and the QR code at the center. Then you can check that with a PharmaChecker application. And then for the MLL registration number, okay, they have it starts with MAL followed by 8 digits, and the letter at the end, actually, whether it is A, X, T, or N, is actually a category of its own, right?
All right.
So,
Okay.
for example, for category, if the registration number ends with A, it is actually a category for controlled medicines
All right.
that can only be obtained through
Doctor's
doctor's
prescription.
prescription, doctor's consultation.
All right.
And then you have the next one, it's the category for X. So that is your over-counter medicines, where you can buy at the convenience store, at the pharmacy. It's usually the cough and cold products like your
Okay.
paracetamol, aspirin, okay? And then we have the category T. Okay, that is the traditional products. Those that contains Kacip Fatima, Tongkat Ali, Gamat. And last but not least, we have the category N. Okay, that is for the supplements, the multivitamins and calciums. So if any consumer found medicines that are with the category A, right, ending with A online, actually they are not supposed to purchase that online. That
Okay.
one,
Okay.
the consumers really need to go and see the doctor first,
Okay.
get their consultation or the prescription, and then only you can obtain the medication.
But they are being sold out there.
Yes, there have cases like
Yeah.
that.
It's called parallel medicine, right?
So it's important that the consumers are aware
Yeah.
of the category just now, so that they can differentiate. If it's like in a category A, they're not supposed to purchase that online. Yeah? But for the supplements and vitamins in the other categories, they can purchase that online.
Yeah, I have gotten a couple of my supplements via online, especially during the pandemic where it was very difficult for us to move about. Time is limited, I don't really want to queue up on the line. So those are the type of things that, you buy. And then post-COVID, we have still a couple of these, so not only medicine, but also like tools. Right? Like face masks, we had the oximeter. Those are the things that I've seen were very popular being sold, especially during the COVID period. So how are those things as well regulated by you guys, or can you explain further to us on how it works?
Yeah, so for all those, that we call them medical devices, so that is not under the control of the pharmacy enforcement division.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So
okay,
it's a different department because again,
Interesting.
because when we talk about buying, purchasing all these medicines, all these vitamins, all this ubat kuat or whatever it is, because again, we are in a
Ubat kuat
phase
dan
where,
sihat.
apparently again they're promising us the sun and the moon and the skies and whatnot. Because of creative advertising, because of appealing, and then they will put in famous people, they will put in influencers to be their front people to sell this off, not knowing the authenticity or the ingredients that's being used for all of these types of drugs and medicine. And the problem is that people are just duped to the 30-second review and they say that, it's definitely going to work. Maybe you just want to share with our audiences that the dangers of this if people don't really find out the origins of the substance or the drugs. AQILAH.
Yeah, so it's actually very risky for the consumer to buy without checking, the two features I mentioned before, because they are actually exposed to buying unregistered products. So unregistered products, actually, they are dangerous because they might be adulterated with scheduled poisons such as steroids. And then if it's promoted for sexual stimulants, then maybe it might be containing sildenafil, okay? And then also these unregistered products, we don't know where it comes from. Okay? What's the manufacturing place look like? So they might contain heavy metals such as arsenic, mercury. So these are harmful substances to the body. And then, there are cases actually that we receive of consumers having a heart attack after consuming sildenafil product.
Okay.
So interesting. So earlier on, you mentioned a little bit about the pharma checker. And so we had a couple of doctors on the show as well. And so the pharma checker, I think, is something not foreign to me because we talk about it every time we talk about purchasing drugs online. Very often the doctors on the show have reminded us, please check your medicine, whatever that you buy, via pharma checker. But to our audience out there who are not sure, what is this pharma checker? I've never heard of it. Do I need to download an app? What is it? Is it a website? So can you tell our audiences, who are buying medicine online but are not going through pharma checker, what exactly is it?
All right, so just like I mentioned, one of the key features is the PharmaTech holograms. So the pharma checker is actually an app to check whether the hologram is fake or authentic, all right?
Okay.
So you can download this at Google Play Store and Apple App Store. And once you have downloaded it, it's very easy to use. You just have to scan the hologram on your product. And then if it's authentic, then it will come, you will see a green tick. And then if it's fake, then you will see a red X. Okay. And there's also a button to report the incident as well. So it's very easy to use. And I encourage the consumers to use the pharma checker.
But the problem is that when you want to buy these items online, so it could be difficult to actually identify these holographic QR codes and whatnot. But again, the safe other way is to check the MAL number. All right, so explain that a bit. The what does it stand for anyway? MAL. How do you say it?
MAL.
MAL for Malaysia.
Yes, Malaysia, and then the registration number. Right? Okay, so yes, that's correct. When you are buying online, there's no way that you can check or scan the hologram. So that's why we have another key feature, which is the MEOR registration number. So what you need to do online, right? Sometimes the seller will state the number, but sometimes maybe they won't, and that's the consumer's responsibility to at least ask, because nowadays we can chat with the seller, right?
Yeah.
We can ask for the information of the registration number.
They have to disclose, right? In actuality?
Well, yes, supposedly they
Okay.
should, but depends on the seller, right? What
Yeah.
they want to share and what they do not want to share.
Yeah.
So then you can go to the website www.pharmacy.gov.my, and you can click, there's this button called Semakan Pendaftaran Produk. So the consumers can key in at least the name of the product or also the registration number, and then it will come up. If it's registered, then you will see all the information regarding the product. Okay.
And these numbers, they do have a validity, right? It's not like it's valid until life ends. I mean, like they have to. I mean, like the companies involved who are selling all these products, they have to renew their license. If not,
Yes.
it will not be valid, right?
Correct. We call the registration number holder, right? The companies need to renew them at least every 5 years.
Okay. All
Interesting.
right.
So I'm very curious, what about our audiences who have purchased medicine? Because I have purchased medicine and I don't realize when's the expiry date, when, is this medicine legit? Because like, unlike in the States where whenever you buy something over the counter, you need a prescription, here we don't necessarily do. Like I've been to the pharmacy and I'm like, hi, I need Ventolin, I need this, and so, and so.
Here
And
you
then
go.
whatever, and then whatever I know from my encounter with the pharmacist, I'll probably just go online and then purchase it. So for our audiences who have bought products that are perhaps expired, who are not registered, who are, all these things that we're supposed to have but they don't, once they go through pharma checker and they've reported the medicine or the drugs, what should they do after? Are they supposed to just wait? Because I'm pretty sure some of them want a refund in terms of that. Things
and
like
these
that.
things
Yeah.
are not really that cheap sometimes.
Yes. So what are the steps moving forward after they file a report?
First of all, I just want to inform, other than through the pharma checker where you can report that, also we have, you can report at moh.spab.gov.my, okay?
Right.
So usually from this moh.spab, okay, there will be an officer in charge to take care of the report, and then usually after all the actions taken, they will also come back to the reporter.
Okay.
All right. Lovely,
Great
lovely.
news to find out. Just in case,
Definitely.
again, ladies and gentlemen, to those of you who are buying medicine online, a couple of things, let's summarize it a little bit. A couple of things that you need to be aware of. Of course, number one, it is the hologram sticker.
Yep.
And then please go ahead and download the pharma checker so you can check whether or not your medicine is legit. And remember, if the code ends with an A, those are the type of medicine that you definitely need a prescription for. So if you receive it, please report it and then do not consume the medicine. And then the rest of it, good luck. Hope you have some tips. And please buy from legit pharmacies.
Yeah,
Okay?
exactly.
Don't buy from any
Exactly.
Shopee link.
Yeah.
Don't buy from any
Yes,
TikTok,
that
any
is the
online
safest
link. Yes,
way.
that's the safest way.
Yeah.
Buy directly from the pharmacy. A lot of pharmacies offer delivery now. So thank you so much,
Exactly.
Aqilah, for coming on the
Thank you.
show.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you so much.
Hopefully,
All
no
right.
more cases after this.
Yep.